Hey everyone, what is up and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I cut my own hair. Now, as we're all in lockdown, I am seeing some shocking haircuts from people on the gram, people on YouTube. I do usually go to a hairdresser to get my hair cut, but when I was younger, I used to basically get into the habit of cutting my own hair only because, like, when I was growing my hair, I didn't want to always have to pay for a haircut. So, I just want to make a disclaimer, I am not a hairdresser, so all the tips I give are just what work for me, and if you end up ruining your hair as a result of these tips, then I'm sorry, but it's not my problem. So, at this stage, I have already cut my hair, and you can't really see it because it's all curly, but yeah, I'm quite pleased. I'm quite pleased with how it's gone. My hair feels so much healthier and so much thicker. And I'm going to just show you how I did it. Obviously, I'm completely aware that we're all in lockdown, so there could be some bad decision making going on here.
First things first is make sure that you have washed your hair and that it's reasonably still quite wet. It doesn't need to be soaking wet, but damp is probably what you're going for. And then grab a fine toothed comb and comb through the whole of your hair. And then also take a hair oil. This is the Aussie Shine On oil, and I literally just take this throughout the whole of my hair, through the mid-lengths and the ends. So then I just take the fine tooth comb and I brush all the knots out of my hair. There can't be any knots in your hair. This is really important because if your hair's got knots in it, then it will be really uneven and blocky. And it won't all be the same length all the way around, so make sure that you get every single knot out all the way across your head. Okay, so now I section my hair off into 4 sections, and it's really important that you section it the same way I'm sectioning it. So it's down from the crown of your head down to your neck, and it has to be like exactly the same way I'm doing it, otherwise your hair's going to be uneven. And then get a hairband and tie it at the end of your hair. At this point, it doesn't matter where really. It could be at the top, could be at the bottom. Just make sure you get the hairband on there, and we'll sort the positioning of them out later. Make sure they're quite tight as well, because if you've got a loose hairband, it's likely to fall out. And then I just basically do this the whole way around my head in all 4 of the sections. When you're doing the back sections, make sure that you are pulling it from the back of your head, because if you're pulling it from like towards the front of you, then it's gonna cut weird as well. So make sure the direction of the hair is going away from the back of your head, if that makes sense. So now you should have 4 ponytails that look just like this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the length so that it's all the right amount that I want to cut off. This is where you're deciding how much hair you want to cut off. So make sure you get this right. Don't make it too short or not enough, because it's very difficult to do this bit again after you've done it. And then what you want to do is you want to get your scissors, and this is called point cutting. So never cut across your hair, always cut into your hair and at an angle. This is because when you're cutting your hair yourself, you're not going to be able to get it precise enough if you cut straight across. And this is where the hairbands come in, so you can really see how much hair I've actually taken off and whether it's all still even and, you know, equal on both sides. And you can do the same thing on the back of the hair. It's all the same principle. Just cut into your hair at an angle with your scissors, never straight across, and just do that on each of the 4 ponytails and check they're all the same length, really. So now I'm just checking that they're all the same length and making the adjustments, because I'm not going to be able to go back on this after I take the ponytails out. So at this point I'm just adding a little bit of movement and kind of thinning out any blocky bits by just taking sections of my hair and cutting into them, point cutting. I also like to sort the front of my hair out by pulling it downwards and just cutting around my face, just to sort of frame my face a little bit more. And yeah, and then I'll check on it tomorrow and we'll see what happens.
Okay, so it is now the next day and my hair has completely dried. If you're wondering what's going on with my eye makeup, I've just filmed my part of the Don't Rush challenge, which I'm doing with a load of other YouTubers for Instagram. So that's why I've done some fun makeup today. I've gone for this like rainbow eye look, which I really like. But anyway, if you're wondering what that is, that's why. And basically, what I'm going to do now is, because last night my hair was still a bit wet, I wasn't able to check the cut properly, but now it's completely dry, I'm going to properly check it and just make any final adjustments. So I personally like to cut from a middle parting, although I don't always wear a middle parting, but that's where I like to cut from, just because then it basically gives me the freedom to do that if I want to. So first things first is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to just check the front sections to make sure that they're even. And the way we do this is you just keep your head completely straight and you pull it to the end of your fingers and line them up like that. So I can see from that that side is a little bit longer than that side. So I'm just going to get my comb, take my fingers like that. And then I always point cut into my hair. I never cut across because that would just give a really blocky look. I literally just... Then I like to take the two front bits underneath. It's like just under your middle parting. And I do the same thing. So I'll join them at the middle where my chin is and I'll just see which side is longer. So this side is a little bit longer than that one. So just grab a comb. Always making sure to pull it away from your face. And again, I'm just going to point cut. Basically just do this the whole way around your head. Perfect. And so this has just kind of made the front bits of my hair nice and layered and like it's got some shape and definition to it. As you can see, it does actually already look fuller at the bottom, which is the look I was going for. I wanted it to be slightly fuller because my hair was getting really thin at the bottom and it was getting a bit vile. Then what you can do at this stage is, if you want layers in your hair, I wouldn't recommend cutting layers into your hair if you're not a hairdresser. Never do short layers either. If you're doing it yourself, I wouldn't even bother because you'll just ruin your hair. But take your comb like that. You want an even smaller section than that actually, really. So we'll take a section like that, pulling it away from your head. You want to pull it right out with your fingers and then pull it towards yourself so you can see your hair. And then take your scissors and just point cut a little bit. You don't need to do anything crazy and nothing too precise. It just gives a nice little bit of movement to your hair. Always make sure you're cutting into your hair. So you can do this either way, you can do it that way or that way, but never go across when you're doing it yourself because you're just not going to be able to get it precise enough. Now I'm not going to do anything more to my hair because I'm quite happy with the outcome. Wait, should I show you guys the back just so you can see that I'm not bluffing? Obviously it's not straightened or anything, so it's a bit messy, but anyway. That just about rounds up how I cut my own hair. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you would like a notification every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, then my handle is @LMAHorton. Follow me on there for all the most up-to-date information on what is going on in my life, and follow me on TikTok. My handle is @LMAHorton and the last O is a 0. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye!